This is like ritual at this point. It brings me joy. Well, not entirely. I brought a little baguette chips because, guys, these chips have the best crunch. Listen to this. Tell me that doesn't sound delicious. You want some?
No.
Okay, your loss. Best crunch I've had all day. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to Scrolly Telling. I got some chips on my teeth. You guys will be fine. But welcome back to Scrolly Telling. I'm Kundai, and today we are back with another unhinged TV show that ended up having to be canceled. This one of the comments asked me to do this video, so I will honor you guys by heeding to your requests. If you have any shows that you want us to talk about or anything you want me to discuss on this show, be sure to leave it in the comments and I will do my best to research it and talk about it with you guys. So today we're going to be talking about Who's Your Mommy. You might be familiar, a couple weeks ago we did a video titled Who's Your Daddy? I'm going to hopefully have it pop up somewhere right here on the screen. And that was an extremely unhinged show where a bunch of men pretended to be the biological dad of this one girl, and she went through sort of like a speed round dating with her potential bio dad. Anyways, today we've got the maternal version of that show called Who's Your Mommy? And the show is basically very much similar. So for this episode of Who's Your Mommy, we're introduced to Alexis, and she's from Laguna Beach, California. She's a 24-year-old young lady, and she's looking for her biological mom. She's known that she was adopted ever since her parents believed that she could understand what adoption was. And she decided that, you know what, I just want to know where I come from. I want to know who I look like, where I get my facial features. So I want to find my biological mom. And she hopes that by the end of this, she'll have 2 families. So let me kind of like describe the scene. So with Who's Your Daddy, we're at this mansion. It kind of looks like the same house that they filmed The Bachelor in. I don't know if like that show's still running, like The Bachelor, Bachelorette. It's the same looking building, and it's the exact same set that they had for Who's Your Daddy for Who's Your Mommy. So they just decided that they could get a 2-for-1 on these shows. Same set, same everything, same host. Just swap out the concept and the title and get a 2-for-1 show special.
That's such lazy directing, man.
Yeah. Nothing about it changed. The host is the same. The house is the same. The formation of the women is the same. The reveals are the same. The editing, the sound effects, everything. 100% the same. Just the cast for that episode is different. And the title. They could have just called it Who's Your Parent and just had one show.
True.
Oh, can you imagine if they did like a Who's Your Parent and they did both the bio mom and the bio dad at the same time?
But how would that work? That means you have to be like...
Now you're speed dating parents.
But the thing is, the match would... I don't know, I feel like the match would give it off, because if you're breaking 2 random people to act as parents,
yeah,
right? In comparison to the 2 people that actually are bio parents. So you either have to get like a real husband and wife together so that they give the vibe of we're together.
I mean, not necessarily, because some of these, like, okay, when we watch Who's Your Daddy, right? The bio dad wasn't with the bio mom anymore. He had a whole different wife. So they could just be people who, you know, did the nasty one time and had a kid. And
yeah, but then there'll be those, I don't know, I just feel like there'll be that sense of chemistry among 2 people that actually did the deed and 2 people that just came as actors to
I've
fit.
seen you in your birthday suit. Yeah. Okay, so back to Who's Your Mommy. The show starts out And here we are. We get the little spiel, the background on Alexis, why she's doing this show, what she's hoping to get out of it. And after it pans from that, we see a Mercedes, I think like a 1990s style Mercedes or early 2000s, driving up this long winding driveway that's like up a hill, driving to this mansion. And the immediate image that came to mind was, have you watched like those like early 2005 like thriller movies, and it's like a woman, she's driving, it's raining, it's dark, she's driving up the hill to her mansion, the only mansion at the top of the hill, so she can't call to anybody for help. She drives up her winding mansion, she opens up into her house, everything is dark, the only light that's there is kind of like the light that's cast in by the moon and the shadows of like the furniture. I don't know, I think you get what I'm saying. Like, it's dark, but the moonlight is the only thing. And she's just walking through this empty, hollow looking, it's not empty, it's got furniture, but it just feels so cold and lonely. And she goes up to the shower and she's washing her hair, and they pan to that one scene where she's like mid shampoo. And then some random guy just comes up behind her, wraps a plastic bag over her head, squeezes, and she can't call for help because she lives alone on the top of this hill, and she dies. And all of this happens with just moonlight, no other light sources. That's what it's giving. So she showered
in the moonlight?
That's what it's giving.
There used to be at least like, she will have a room light on while the other parts will be dark, and then she...
Like valid, like a very dim light. Like not a lot of light, because they want to keep that thriller aura. So that's the scene I was getting with this Mercedes driving up this winding hill to this mansion on the top of some hill. Probably, I think the show was filmed in California. And mind you, this is filmed in 2005. So Alexis arrives, and Finola, the host of the show, is waiting for her, and they have their little talk. Similar, when I say this show is pretty much quite similar to Who's Your Daddy, I'm not even kidding. Like, there was no creative agency between Who's Your Daddy and Who's Your Mommy. They just said, let's do the same thing twice and call it different shit. Whatever. Anyways, so we're introduced, like Finola comes in, she's talking to Alexis, and then she's like, okay, are you ready to see the women? And they bring out 8 women. So we have Linda, Kim, Angela, Robin, Lisa, Karen, Carol, Michelle. Those are the 8 potential moms. And, she's like, at this point, the only thing I can do is try and match the facial features for the women to myself to kind of see who looks like me. And similar to with Who's Your Daddy, I'm looking at this like, okay, you're blonde. Alexis is blonde. You're blonde. So let's start with the blonde ladies, the blonde moms, and go from there. Okay?
Okay.
So I immediately think, okay, your best bets for who your mom could be are Robin, Lisa, and maybe Michelle. Like, this theory is based off of hair color and like the nose shape. Don't ask me how I can judge nose shape. I don't know.
I think she's also blonde.
Well, Carol's blonde, but I was going off of like the facial features, because Alexis kept talking about facial features. So I was like, okay, guys, I didn't do so well on Who's Your Daddy with my guess based on hair color. So this time I was trying to guess based on other things. Like, if you have the same nostrils, maybe you're from the same gene pool. Or maybe forehead, I don't know. I was trying to be a little bit more scientific as opposed to superficial. Like, because hair color, that could change. So I said, Robin and Lisa, potentially, because of hair color and facial features, like the nose. And Michelle had the nose, but she had dark hair. So I was kind of like, perhaps, maybe there's a little bit of something there. So after this, reveal where all the women stand there and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm your mom, they go into the cocktail party. This time there's no creepy dads looking at her like they want to be more than her bio daddy, like they want to be her.
They should have used the guy instead of a girl to switch.
Oh, actually, like a guy looking for Who's Your Mommy.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a great concept, but as we can see so far, the writing is a little bit lazy. So they're having this little cocktail party where they're getting to know each other. And again, it feels like a speed dating type cocktail party, because they're just kind of standing around and she's just going around asking them questions, and they're sipping on some drinks or whatever they're sipping on. I don't know if like alcohol is allowed on TV, but anyways, they're talking and she's asking them questions like, hey, do you like to read? And again, I was like, guys, what is the point of this line of questioning? Because I don't think your love of reading is a genetic trait. It's probably more environmental rather than anything, because
sometimes
I've never seen my dad hold a book, and my mom likes to read, but I would never read the books she likes to read. So
it depends. It depends on, I don't know. I think it can be a genetic trait if like it's a major part of the parent's life, like, kind of thing, or like you know how parents read to the child while the child is in the moon and all those kind of things, and so it's like a major part of their developmental process, and it's something their parents used to do a lot of, so it can influence. But I don't know, in the case of some, like, who's your mommy where you don't know your mommy, they probably didn't do like so much, but that's assumption. They probably didn't do so much like you know, those prenatal, like, spend time kind of thing.
Maybe we're going to take a quick crunch break, because if I like to crunch, perhaps my future offspring will like to crunch.
Oh my god.
Those are so good. I love salt and vinegar chips. Okay, anyways. So then she asked them about, like, okay, what do you like to do when you're stressed? And I completely lost where I was reading. Oh. Another question she asked is, like, what do you like to do when you're stressed? And one of the mom goes, oh, I like to do kickboxing. And Alexis is like, yeah, I like to, like, punch stuff too when I'm mad. And I was like, okay, now are we matching, like, gene pools based on violent tendencies? Like, what's going on here? You know, how is any of this relevant? Like, again, if I was on the show, I'd be asking questions like, have you ever had diabetes? Or have you ever...
Well, if you haven't had diabetes, how would that help you to know who you're parenting? Okay, moving on.
Maybe the doctor said something. I don't know. You'd be asking, like, what's your blood type? Or, you know, what are you allergic to? I think, are allergies genetic?
You can say genotype. Allergies sometimes are genetic, depending on the type of allergen. But then, I really don't know what you can ask someone outside doing the DNA test to really know who they are.
Are you my mom?
You can do a DNA test. You can, what else?
I mean, they did a DNA test, right? But like
how many children have you had? That kind of thing. Just to, you know,
get an understanding.
Yeah, because someone will probably slip up and say, I've only had one. And then,
how big was I when I was born? You know, maybe questions like this, because I'm assuming maybe she might have a little bit of information about her birth. Maybe like, where was I born? What's my birthday?
Probably some of those ones. What's my birthday? I'm sure they won't ask. They won't like give opportunity to ask that.
Why? That's a no-brainer.
Because that's then the show will only be like 10 minutes. What's my birthday? The only person that gets it right.
Listen.
Except if you give everyone, and okay, so now if you give everyone the answer and then everyone answers the same thing, okay, now she's more confused than at the start. If one person answers correctly, that's the end of the show. You're my mom, and they don't have the.
Let's not forget. I always forget to mention this at the beginning. There is $100,000 on the line here. So in addition to finding your birth mommy, you get $100,000. And you can take a little trip with your birth mommy.
Who's your daddy? Did she win the $100,000?
Yeah, she won. Oh. So she got her daddy, her mommy, and $100,000. Got everything. Okay, so again, these questions, I just didn't seem like, okay, what's the relevancy? But during this, she's kind of still looking out for the features, and now, like, I'm starting to think maybe she's like, okay, I'm cementing Michelle, Robin, and Linda. Before I had said Michelle, I wasn't really sure because of the hair color, but when I went back, Alexis's baby pictures, she looks brunette. So maybe her blonde hair now is like, she colored it, as opposed to it being like her hair. So I'm still sticking with my 3 options. Okay. So during the elimination, she has to eliminate 4 people. And how this works is she selects 4 moms who she thinks are not her bio mom. And if her real mom is in that pool gets to stay. And the women that she thought were potentially her bio mom, they have to leave the show. And then the prize money goes from 100K to 75K. So unfortunately, she loses some money. But so she guesses that her mom could be Angela, Linda, Kim, or Michelle. She eliminates Carol because during the questioning, Carol said, I like horses, but Alexis hates horses, so hey, that's a reasoning for you not to be my mom. I don't like horses, you like horses, definitely couldn't be my mom. And now the host is about to tell us if she was right. And I think this is where that whole term millennial pause comes from, because she goes, so over here, you have guessed that these ladies are not your mom. You will soon be able to know if you are one step closer to finding your bio mom. But just remember, if you guess wrong, the prize money goes from 100K to 75K. So,
why the moment of silence every time?
At this point, I'm thinking their pauses are so long. You could probably go get food. You could go do a whole bunch of things, go to the gym, cook dinner, go to work, come home, and they're still paused. And I think maybe because this was cable TV, this was probably where the ads would play.
Yeah, most likely.
So they're keeping us in suspense, an annoying suspense.
Two ads. So you come from the first show ad, and then they'll be like, you have a chance to win, you want to do so ad again. Nah.
It's
you turn off the TV after that.
Listen, if people can watch back-to-back ads, YouTube people 1 of 3 ads, halfway in the middle of where you want it to be. Anyways, so she guesses wrong, unfortunately, and she loses 25K. It's only 25K. 25K versus finding your bio mom. Which one's worth more?
But that just already tells it. I feel like this showed the concept of, she already now knows that it has to be one of these new 4 people.
She can never get it wrong. I mean, her chances of getting it wrong, I mean, she loses money, but still, now she has a better chance of getting it right next time. I also forgot to mention that Alexis seems like she grew up pretty well off. She says she's traveled the world. So I think her adoptive parents, were quite financially, well off. And so I don't think she needs this money. She's not to say that any of them were in it for the money, but the 100K is probably not even on her mind. Yeah. So that means that Robin, Carol, Karen, and Lisa are the women who get to stay. And one of them is her mommy. So, the next day, we are going to karaoke. She's gonna go sing because she's been told that her mom has a musical background. And, as the episode progresses with each elimination, working up to each elimination round, she gets more information about her mom, similar to how it worked with You Can Guess Who's Your Daddy. This is basically the same show, but with women. All women now, except dads. And, no creepy Pete. I almost said Peter. Okay, I'm sorry, Peter, but that looked, gross. Go watch that episode. Anyways, so she hoped that karaoke would help her figure out who her mom is, and the moms have to sing a song from the 80s. And I have no idea what the song is called, right? But I'm pretty sure it's that one about, I know the song, but I don't know the name. It's working 9 to 5, dun 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 dun, baby, dun 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 dun. No, the tune could be off, but you get the point. So that's the song that they have to sing. And was the musical background in the room with us? Because what? I don't know. Maybe she played an instrument. Maybe she wasn't a vocalist. But I didn't get anything that I was like, oh, this is impressive. They were just, okay.
Maybe she was a backup singer. What's your problem?
She should back it up all the way out of the concert hall. No. No, 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 no. But if I had to guess who the mom could be based on this like scene, I guess Lisa, because I think she had the best performance. You know, clapping for my homegirl Lisa. No, I'm sorry, clapping for Lisa. Robin let me down. She's one of my guesses, right? Because I think it's either Robin. I think I said Robin, Lisa, and Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, I was like, Robin was in my lead. But she was struggling there, according to Alexis. Like, Robin's personality seemed like was the most similar to hers. And that was her judging criteria. So maybe like, sorry, completely. Like, Robin was struggling, but like the way she was performing and stuff, Alexis said, I think she could be my mom because our personalities seem the same. So as much as I thought Robin had a horrible performance, Alexis was like, that could be my mom. So I guess the whole musical thing is out the window. Personality is the main criteria. But anyways, karaoke was a flop, didn't help her at all. After karaoke, the women had a spa day. So they get to wear these plush white robes and go and lounge in this nice room and get like massages, you know, girly things. And Alexis gets to bring in her best friend to be an undercover, like, masseuse. So she's just there wearing the whole, like, get up of masseuse, and she's doing the things because she's eavesdropping. She's trying to, like, scope out what are the moms saying.
So is she the one that gives the massage?
She's one of the people.
So is she an actual masseuse or something?
No, she's undercover.
Yeah, but then, like, is she just standing in the background? Like,
no. She's like,
she's doing the massage.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, massage and the fact that you're laying on a table and you're getting your back rubbed. It's not that kind of massage. Maybe like a hand massage type thing where like they're getting their cuticles painted or something like that. It's not they're on a bed getting
lazy writing.
You know, I don't think that was in the budget. Can you imagine giving 4 people RTM massages like, you know, let me break these knots? No, that was not part of the show. They were wearing robes. I'm pretty sure they're still wearing like their clothes from the so karaoke. I'm sure. And they were just sitting there like this with like a cucumber water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, probably regular water.
They probably put most of the budget of the show into the 100K prize money.
Makes sense.
I mean, if you have one set, you don't have to pay for 2 sets. All the camera equipment is still in the same place, so you can just keep it there. So her bestie is massaging people. And side note, would your bestie massage people for you? Like, would your bestie be willing to do that?
No. I wouldn't even ask for that. That's just weird.
Hey, bestie, could you go massage a bunch of random people? I just want to figure out what they're saying. So, while all this is going on, Alexis is pulled off to the side. And her and the best friend was called Nikki. They get to like debrief on what they heard and what was going on. And there's like CCTV cameras set up. So they're watching the moms who are still in the spa room and they were discussing. This part is a little hazy because like the show kind of went glitchy. So I didn't really like catch everything. But basically, they're just like looking and Nikki saying, I think this one could be your mom. Like, I think this one could be your mom. Like, her bestie thinks that Carol or Lisa could be the bio moms. And, you know, Robin is performing bad again because she's not convincing enough to Nikki. Convince the masseuse that you're the mom. Like, don't just work on convincing Alexis. Everyone in the room is scoping you out. Robin, you're disappointing me because I could lose again. I don't want to lose again. Okay? I don't want to lose again. But then Robin's chances go down even further because then Alexis looks at the monitors. Like, she's in the CCTV and she has a jump scare. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm looking and Lisa just looks like me. Like, when I looked, I thought I was looking at myself. She was like, Lisa. She's like, Lisa could be my mom. So at least, like, maybe I still have a shot. Lisa could win because she thinks Lisa looks like her. So, hey, Lisa's in it. And she looks at Lisa's hands. And she says they have the same hands. I do not have the same hands as my mom. So if we're going off of motherhood based on hands, my mom wouldn't be my mom. But anyways, hey, she's guessing. She's playing the game, you know. It's kind of fun. It's good TV. Then that night we have another elimination. We're supposed to go from 4 women to 2 women, and if she guesses wrong, the prize money goes down to $50,000, like homegirl. If your adopted parents are rich, that's fine, but an extra $75,000 never hurt anybody. Like, put some thought into these guesses. So this is where the women are told, oh, by the way, we were watching you on hidden cameras. So they weren't told, which is a little creepy. Like, I know they knew they were being recorded.
Did they tell the guys when they did that in the Who's Your Daddy one?
No, I think in the Who's Your Daddy, they just had all the cameras. I think that one was fine. I don't know. I think that one was fine. But like for Who's Your Mommy, they had like hidden cameras in the room. So I think maybe the camera crew left and they didn't know that they were being watched or something. Which, that's non-consensual. Because...
But you came to this villa to find Jota or something. So I don't think anybody cared.
Bro, what if someone picks out a wedgie and now it's in 4K on Fox reality TV?
It's the editor's job to put in the wedgie, so that's the sauce person.
That is true. Okay, so I thought it was a little bit illegal, or at least a little sketchy, but hey, no one complained. They all seemed completely okay with it at a 10. I'm like, okay. So she guesses that her mom could either be Lisa or Carol. Those are the two she chooses. So that means, I think, Robin and Karen.
Oh, Karen.
Yeah, Robin and Karen are out. And she guessed correctly. So she still gets to keep $75,000 if she guesses right. And we are now one step closer to finding out who's your mommy. But it's good she guessed correctly because she was very afraid of like guessing wrong, because she's like, I don't want to disappoint my mom because I guessed wrong the first time, and if I guess wrong the second time, what if like my mom isn't happy? But I don't think the mom was upset. But anyways, once Robin was eliminated, I decided I didn't want to watch anymore, so I stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been Who's Your Mommy. If you want to find out who the mommy was, you can look it up on YouTube. Boo! So, now we have the next scene where we've got Lisa and Carol. And in this one, they're kind of giving their like little final bid to push to say, I'm your mommy. So they're standing in the kitchen and Finola comes in and says, you know, for all the birthdays you've missed, we thought maybe it'd be lovely if you could bake Alexis a cake for her birthday. I don't know if her birthday had passed, was coming, was during filming, but they make her cakes. So they're in the kitchen, you know, baking it up, and then they go and meet up with Alexis on a one-on-one thing. And each of them bring her cake. We're going to put the pictures of the cake up somewhere. And Lisa's cake, I like that one better. Carol's baking skills, I didn't really like. But they each get to give her a little heart-to-heart. So Carol was up first, and Alexis described the moment that she looked into Carol's eyes, and she said that she saw love shining in Carol's eyes. I never understood when people say, I looked into their eyes and I saw this. Like, is the word love written in her pupils or some shit? Like,
no, it's the way it dilates, the way
she saw love.
Irises move.
In that dimly lit room, she saw love shining because of the birthday candles. That was the light source in the room. And she said, yeah, there's love here. So Alexis asked Carol, like, why did you put me up for adoption? And Carol breaks down. She basically says that when she got pregnant, she thought it would be the best decision to give Carol up for adoption. And Alexis asked her if she ever, like, looked her up. I think it was all because, like, Carol was still in high school at the time when she got pregnant. And she was going to be the first girl in her family to go to college. So she just thought it was best to give Alexis up for adoption. So Alexis asked her, have you ever looked for me? And Carol says, no, I didn't want to disrupt your life. So
all this happening when Lisa hasn't even spoken.
Yeah, it's a one-on-one. Lisa's going to get her turn.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so Lisa is not like standing in the background.
Oh, no. She's not just standing there with her cake in her hands, waiting. She's probably still frosting or
something.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So she wanted Alexis to be happy and have a better life than she could have ever given her, right? That's pretty much the spiel that Carol is giving her. And Carol does have 2 daughters and says that they are excited to meet Alexis. So at this point, Alexis believes that Carol could be her mom based on the emotions that are shining through her eyes and their interactions. So she's like, I'm really feeling the love and the warmth, but she does acknowledge that they look nothing alike. But she says she took like some bio course and says that like you might not necessarily look like your
But she eliminated someone for
dominant
horses.
genes. Hey, horses.
So her
Like
bio caused into each other. You might not like the same thing.
That's a good catch. I mean, horses could be a genetic trait, liking horses, but looks, those don't have to be genetic. Only dominant genes show up. And if the looks are not dominant, they don't show up. Maybe she looks like her bio daddy. Who knows? But she says...
She should come back for who's your daddy.
When she said that shit, I was just like, okay, girl. Anyways, next up is Lisa. And she brings in her cake. She puts it down. It's all frosted nicely with all the strawberries. I think they're strawberries or raspberries. It looks yummy. I want a cake at this point. And she says she put Alexis up for adoption because she couldn't give her like a good life at that time. She wasn't in any sort of financial or I guess mental, like just her life at that moment was not conducive to like bringing up Alexis well and nicely. So she wanted someone to take care of Alexis the way that she thought Alexis deserved to be cared for. So that's why she gave Alexis up for adoption. Lisa says that she never regretted it because she knew it was the right decision. Lisa said she also never looked for Alexis because she promised the adoptive parents that she wouldn't. So at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, she promised them she wouldn't, but here we are on a show. I guess there's a statute of limitations to the promise.
Dollar signs.
If Alexis' guess is wrong, so the bio mom never wins anything. So if Lisa's actually her true mom, Lisa doesn't get money. If Alexis' guess is right, Alexis gets the money. If Alexis' guess is wrong, the fake mom gets the money. So the bio mom doesn't win anything.
Yeah, so if she's lying and she gets chosen, she wins.
True, it's in her best interest to lie anyways.
Yeah.
If she's not the bio mom. So Alexis now believes that Lisa could be her mom. Other than that, she says, like, she sees a lot of love in her eyes. Other than the looks, sorry. She says she sees a lot of love in her eyes.
So she saw love in Carol's eyes, saw love in Lisa's eyes.
Yeah, but now Lisa looks like, she believes she looks like Lisa, so she thinks Lisa is her mom, even though she knows a thing or two about dominant genes. But hey, it's neither here nor there. So, at this point, there are only 2 moms, so one of them knows who the true mom is. And I'm not sure I could do this, because I start to feel bad. During that little one-on-one interaction, I'm like, girl, I'm so sorry, I'm not your mom. Like, I don't want to make you feel this way. But I guess for the
win money for the 75 grand, you're not thinking about feelings. It's 2005.
I guess you're right. For the right amount of financial incentive, I might be willing to put aside my...
It's just acting as far as they're concerned.
It's acting and potentially traumatizing this girl. You're hurting her. But hey, for 100K, she signed up for this. That's true. You just get your money and dip. You never have to see her again.
She would deal with her. She would still meet her mom. So it's like, to you, you're just winning the money, but she gets to meet her mom. So you don't think too much about it. It's just acting for you. So
I guess you're like, if it's any consolation, at least you met your mom. I get the 100K. But anyways, like, we're back to it at elimination. Finola standing there with her millennial pauses, you know, the spiel, and what's so forth. Then she goes again, hey, if you guess wrong, you don't get the money. So, you know, be very careful. And I'm like, girl, shut up. Some things are bigger than money. This girl's trying to meet her bio mom. She don't give a fuck about no 100K. It's now 75K. She's already lost 25. She don't care. Bio mom. Bio mom. Bio mom. So who is it? Who do you think it is?
From the looks and the thing, I think maybe most likely going to be Lisa. And she might most likely choose Lisa. So if she's wrong, well,
the money. Well, Alexis guessed that Carol was her mom. And she was wrong.
So Carol is a baller.
Yeah. Carol walks out with some money
for her 2 daughters. Dollars. Yay, 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 yay.
She gonna take him on a cruise or something. They're gonna be living it up. My 2 daughters are excited to meet you. No, they're excited to meet the money I'm gonna win once I fool you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that whole dominant gene thing was bullshit because she should have just gone by looks.
Yeah.
She thought Lisa looked like her, like they looked alike, so, and they have the same hands. Duh. Girl. Be so for real. So Carol won the $75K, and when she was told that she won, she said she earned it.
That's so funny.
I earned this money by conning you into thinking I'm your mom, and you have 2 sisters who are very excited to see you.
Wow.
Hey, I guess don't knock the hustle, knock the game, or whatever. But I don't know about that line because, like, girl, you manipulated this poor child.
Yeah, but the poor child knew, like I said before, I mean, it's just business. It's just acting to her. So, but to say it right there and then that I earned it. That's
girl,
like,
shut up.
That's like a high level of like a shank and a twist.
Like, really? So, yeah. So Lisa was 18 when she got pregnant, and they had a lawyer handle the adoption. The family must have been rich because Lisa says the adoptive parents showed up to the hospital with a nanny. Nanny in tow, like, where's our baby? And Lisa currently has a husband named Steve and a 17-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old son, and a 12-year-old son.
Wow, she was busy in those years.
Yeah, so she's a mom to 4. That's including Alexis, but like, technically maybe like a mom of 3. I wonder if her kids knew like she had another daughter. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So she gets to
Alexis,
meet the whole
how old again?
24.
Wow.
So then Alexis gets to meet the entire family. So the husband.
Did they show that on the show?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so. I wrote it in my notes, so I think it happened. So she got to meet the entire family, and her wish came true. She now has 2 families.
Did she like have her adoptive parents meet the?
No, we didn't see the adoptive parents. And this time they didn't pull the bio dad out of the woodwork or somewhere, out of the corner. Why not? You did it for TJ, bio mom, bio dad in one episode. Where's the dad? We didn't get to see Alexis' bio dad.
TJ was. Oh, she was adopted by a completely different family?
What do you mean?
Outside her bio parents? What? I mean TJ.
TJ was adopted, yeah.
Never mind. So she got to meet. The reason why I'm asking is because I wasn't there. So I'm just asking about.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I shot that with Tita.
Yeah. So my question was more around the bio mom was not in her life at all.
No.
So they just brought both of them on the show. Oh, that's
I think the bio dad and bio mom kept contact.
Oh, okay.
Probably. But here we didn't see the bio dad, we just saw.
Yeah, definitely she won't have kept contact with him because she was now married to someone else.
Yeah, the bio dad in the TJ show was also married to someone else.
Yeah, but he's on the show.
Yeah, and she's on the show.
I'm trying to think about it. It's like he was also interested in finding her. Yeah. Lisa wasn't.
Lisa was interested. But she must be interested because she's on the show.
Yeah, but if they came to tell you that you could win something, okay, well.
She didn't win money.
Okay, yeah, true.
Why all of a sudden is she willing to find her daughter now? If the adoptive parents said, no contact
TV time.
For what? Now we're just seeing and judging.
There'll be an ad.
All this does is they're putting their business out there for me to judge and to talk about on the internet. But hey, I'm glad it worked out. Sad she lost $75K, but hey, if that was Carol, I'd be pissed. Like, you lost $25K of my $100K, girl. Like, why am I winning $75K and not $100? But anyways, that's Who's Your Mommy. Stay tuned. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. Ooh, I know what we're talking about next week. I'm not going to say it just in case we air like a different thing, but I'm actually looking forward to it. But this has been Who's Your Mommy, the maternal version of Who's Your Daddy, which will be on the screen somewhere. And this show was brought to you by crunchy chips. Anyways, bye! Someone in the comments asked me to bring this to I want to hear myself crunch. Oh.
I'm going to leave it on the video.
I'm just gonna hold it like this for a little bit. Let it fall into my mouth. This way. Subtitles were invented because people couldn't hear the TV show while they were crunching. Because during that entire crunching, I didn't hear anything you just did. All I could hear was.
I'm going to leave that in the video too.
Okay, so back to it. Me and my hands. Yes, I'm doing jazz hands. I'm very expressive today. So today we're bringing you the maternal version of. Today we're bringing you the maternal version of Who's Your Daddy? Called